Okay, let's go.
So hi, friends of the Coachella Valley. Jose here from the New Mindset. We have a very interesting episode to put out this week. We have reached quite a few seasons and quite a few milestones, and we're very, very excited to bring you even more so. But let's start with here today. We at the New Mindset just want to kind of take a step back and reintroduce ourselves to the world and tell you who we are. And so I have here to my left.
Hi, this is Mark.
And then Mark is our web designer. We have here our editor-in-chief.
Hi, Stephanie. Hey, guys.
And as always, our creative director.
Hello.
And Melissa. Yes, of course. So these four people, we are the new mindset of the Coachella Valley. Believe it or not, we're sitting here just kind of chatting our future projects. But, I'll toss it up to you, Mark. Let's start from the beginning, man. Yeah, go from the top. Tell me about Mark growing up. I've never really sat and just asked you, where'd you grow up? Are you from the Coachella Valley?
No, I was born in Central California, and after I was 4, moved out from that region to here in the Coachella Valley. I lived in Cathedral City from 4 up until I was 7 years old. Then from there, went out and moved with my family out to Illinois for 5 years.
Oh.
And from there, came back to California and just lived in several different cities of Southern California.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
A little bit all over the
Oh.
place. Yeah.
When you said born in Central California, what does that mean?
So I was born in a small little town called Hanford, which is an hour or so north of Bakersfield.
Okay, Bakersfield. I find that.
Yeah.
It looks like Melissa's never heard of that place either.
I've never heard of any place.
Yeah, it's close by. I guess maybe 2 or 3 hours south of Fresno. Right?
So you do the website design. When did you get into this type of computer work and all that?
At 19, what happened? My second job right out of high school was a marketing agency that just focused on marketing real estate agents. I just was knocking one office after another in a business district area in Rancho Cucamonga. I was just trying to look for a new job. So I was just knocking at every different office, dropping off my resume, kept going to one after another. Then suddenly one person calls me and I go back there and I was impressed by my eagerness to try to look for work. And so he offered me, hey, look, I'll give you a moment here to be able to see if we can work you in.
Was that your first job?
No, that was my second job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
When I got hired to work with them, then I was just doing sales for a while, and then they decided to pivot to introducing website building services for agents so that they have their own web page. And
That's where you came in.
yeah, that's when I came in because they had me create and build out a lot of these websites. So, and there was a nice team that pitched in for every part about it to make it work out right. So they taught me how to build them and a little bit of everything about it. From there, I went off to college and studied software engineering for just a year.
What college did you go to?
I went to RCC.
Okay.
RCC and a little bit of Imperial Valley College
Okay.
as well too. Then I left and was just working some regular jobs off on the side, and eventually tried to kick off my freelancing with building websites, which then came a moment when I ended up building an agency. That was a bit of what was a modeling agency too, because I just networked with the right people that all lined up. I was a professional fashion photographer, does good quality work, and then got 4 models to be able to work just very lightly with. Couldn't really get it to soar off because this was a year before COVID, and when COVID kicked in, then that really slowed down things. That's pretty much just a little overview of how it worked out.
That's a lot and a little bit of that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID really did kind of stump things down a little bit and slowed a lot of projects and created new ones. That leads me to Melissa. because the most time that we all hung out was during COVID. Actually, believe it or not.
Yes, it was. That was
That year was
awesome.
kind of like just kind of the time we all got closer. Actually,
I regret it all.
where did you come from, Melissa? I think you asked you that.
What do you mean?
Start from the beginning, like where you're not from originally from the Coachella.
No.
Yeah, where were you born?
Mexicali.
Where did you
Oh,
come
the
from?
Coachella Valley.
So where you came from? Well, I mean, you're young. You're so young. And so, how old were you when you first actually came to
You
the
don't
valley?
need to know that.
Okay, cool. Okay. And you're the oldest one? No, you're the middle child.
I'm the middle,
How's it feel?
which means I'm the best.
That's right. Do you have siblings, Mom?
Yeah,
Oh, you do?
I'm the oldest of them all, and I have 3 other siblings.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest of them all.
Oh, really?
I'm the oldest
And
one,
just-
too.
So you're the
Oh, you too?
Yeah, of course. I'm the oldest one of 5.
So
Yeah.
you're the guinea
Of 5?
pigs.
Yeah.
The guinea pigs where they experiment on us?
Yeah.
Sure.
And then they figured it out.
Yeah, the oldest ones always get the short end of the stick a
That's
little
right.
bit. You
That's
know,
right.
not the best of the parents in some
That's
way.
right.
Because they're
That's
new
right.
to the parenting
That's great.
part of
By the
it.
time they get to you, they're like, we think we got this.
Yeah.
And that's when I come in.
And that's when you came in.
Perfect.
That's right. They perfected it.
Yeah.
And then when the third one came, like, okay, we're good.
I'm like, we don't need to try. We already made one good.
So you're our creative director, but something amazing about you is your photography. You don't often talk about it. I remember the first photograph I saw you. Actually, I don't think you posted it. I think it's just one that I saw. You're like, oh, look at this photo Melissa took, and it was like a crime scene. It's like, what? It was a crime scene photo. No, wait. Let me listen to it. So tell me the
Which
crime
one
scene
was
photo.
it? I mean,
It's the one with the dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's 2 days. So what is that? You told me
Okay.
that.
Well, the thing is, like a crime scene photo. I'm like, is this real? Is she putting this in court?
She
What's
has
going on? Like that?
pictures.
Like what is that?
It was for class.
Yeah.
I was taking a photography class, and he was like, "Go, just do whatever you want." And I just, I'm like, I have a pool.
I saw it in her room.
That's
It brought my
okay.
attention.
Yeah,
It brought my
I
attention.
It's
I love
fantastic.
her.
I love that picture.
It just
And you didn't see the one when I buried the Barbie.
what?
That one was funny too.
Yeah, she was tied up. And
Yeah.
Whoa.
made it. The pool one looked more realistic. So.
The point of that one is that Melissa's photographs seem very real at the very least. Very
Oh,
they capture,
yes.
like if you
Yeah, it
walk
was a
by.
doll. I didn't use
It was a
Yeah, right. Like to clear that up, it just
it wasn't a
if you like were flipping through a book, that would catch her. Be like, wait a minute, go back. You know, like pictures of quinceañera.
You also framed it in the bathroom.
yeah.
It's a proud move.
There's
Yeah.
I need a reminder.
That's right.
It's so-
There's a tough. I need a reminder
It cracked me up. It's great.
that this very dry, selfless part of you is fantastic. Where did you get that inspo? When did you start realizing that photo was your thing?
That's my thing. I just like taking photos. I'm not people that thinks I don't really make a living of it. I do it for like friends. I just do mostly street photography, but my mom has always had pictures around the house, and we always take pictures when, family gatherings. So it's just always something like to keep memories. I don't know why other people take pictures.
Well, it definitely is a important part for everything that not just we do, but in general, photos, aesthetics, knowing how to take that correct picture. But something above that you have that you bring to the team is you're the editor-in-chief for the Chaparral.
Oh, I was.
You were.
That's a long
You
time
were.
ago.
It was, but that tells me that you can have a team, good or bad, and
They were great.
carry it, right? What was that experience like for you?
Did they have a nickname for me?
Oh yeah, they did.
What was your
They called
nickname?
me. They called her the B word.
What? What?
It was the
So-
B word.
Did she
It was the
did,
B word.
did well with her role?
Because you know
have
when you're
kept things in
a boss, it
right? Exactly.
was the B.
All I'm
Right.
saying, I was strict.
She was
They
strict.
liked it. So.
Well, because we have to meet deadlines.
Yeah.
I was in the chaparral too, by the way, but we had to meet, and that's where we met. We have to meet deadlines, and a lot of students had the audacity to turn things late. And I'm a bee. She's a beast.
It's good. I mean, keeping people in. I mean, how big was your team when you were running?
The first semester it was maybe like 6 or 7, including me.
It's still a lot of people.
I mean, the newspaper in school, it's never been popular. Like, you know, there's not like 20 students trying to sign up for it, but you know, it was a decent amount of people, and you know, there's deadlines, there's things they need to write, they need to find a story, they need to, you know, do all that. So having to handle 6 people besides yourself to like do their work.
And you're very good at it. You really are good at it.
I
You really,
like my nickname.
okay, well, we could change the nickname.
I like it. Let's do it.
And instead, to close it off with you, I know we've had you intro before, but do it again. You
Yeah.
come from.
I am Chilean, so hola mi gente. So yeah, I'm from Chile, and I was in LA for a year when I was younger, and then my parents moved here in Chile, and I've grown up here, and I've actually seen it go from nothing to something, because it was desert
Yeah.
many years ago. So I am literally what they call a desert rat
Mm.
out here in the valley. But I've always been a writer and a storyteller, and when I was in College of the Desert, when I first met Melissa, who was in Chaparral in 2019, I believe so.
Yeah,
Mm.
before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID hit. Yeah, before COVID. And I knew this was something that I always wanted to do, was to write, be a reporter, be on all of those mediums. And I really enjoyed it, and I learned a lot from Melissa, and I also learned a lot from their older editor that was around, because she took over the radio station with Alex Rosales.
Mhm.
I learned a lot from her as well, and of course Laura Lee Jackson, who was our professor and
Yeah.
mentor during the whole Chaparral. And it was your last year, right, Molly? Melissa? Yeah. And she told me before the semester was over that she was going to give me the hat as the new editor-in-chief. So I took the whole team virtual, because I
So
started.
you were the first one that was the
Yeah.
COVID era. You were the COVID era
editor-in-chief, and Laura Lee Jackson's like, Stephanie, are you scared? Are you ready to do this? It's the first time we're ever going to do something like this completely online. I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be fun. I got this. And that was a very interesting year. So many things happened. Like everybody talking about the pandemic and the whole. I remember the presidency was going on too with the vice presidents. I remember the whole candidacy, like between.
Well, that was a lot. I mean,
Like,
the shutdown,
reopening,
reopening, the
yeah,
rules,
all that.
the mandates. I mean, there's
So
much
I was
going on.
telling the team, we have a lot to talk about that we're gonna just keep going. We launched a lot of stories online. I
So what
remember
was your nickname?
my big nickname? No, I have no idea what they used to call me. I have no idea.
She told me because we were friends, so she knew what they were talking
Oh,
about. I was already gone, so I couldn't snitch.
I mean, I'm sure at some point someone would have called me a bad name, whatever, but I don't care. I did my thing, what I had to do. I make sure I was really nice, because a lot of young people who were just starting were depressed. You know, they were shut down, nothing to do. Hey, I'm running out of creativity. What can I do? So I was kind of like hey, let's do this together. I remember one of our reporters was having a really bad time, couldn't handle, and he wanted to quit. And I'm like, you are not quitting. And so I motivated him to be on the team. So he didn't quit, he stayed. But besides that was an adventure. And the month after the fall semester ended, I had to do my internship. I was a reporter at the Desert Sun, and everything was online as well. So I didn't get to experience the whole desk and yelling across the street, hey, go over here, you know what I mean? Like a real news reporter room in the Desert Sun. But I did get a lot of knowledge from the mentor that was with me. Her name was Marie, who's no longer with the Desert Sun, but she was my mentor with another girl. And I remember her and I told her that I wanted to do the whole EDD thing, something about the EDD not being good with people. And she's like, Stephanie, so many reporters, even in our team, have been trying to ask those questions. She's like, I'm going to give you another story. And she did give me another story, which was my first breakthrough. It was a big story. It's about thermal. It was in thermal here in the valley. I got a big case to report about the park that they were supposed to build. Not sure if they built it or not, but I do remember that they were working on it, on building a park for them, because they had one for the Oasis. It's called the Oasis. And I remember it was like a 5-page article that the editor-in-chief for them, she told me it was a 5-page, like almost like full-on documentary. She's like, you did a great job, but obviously she broke it down.
Right.
And I got, I was in the front page of the Desert Sun in that year. You can find it there. And it was just a really good experience. I got to learn about the COVID numbers, how to calculate everything online, and I did everything online that year during the pandemic. But it was very enriching, very, very enriching.
So as to our listeners, as you can see, that this team is formed by people that have gone through some things, and we all definitely bring something very special, very unique. A lot of hats, a lot of running businesses, running stuff. But let's cut to a quick commercial. When we come back, let's talk about today and the stuff that we have going on, the stuff that's happening. But let's cut to it. Let me tell you about events with the new mindset. We always have the best, and you can't say the best without King Events. Jerry at King Events has always been there for me for every single need that I have. Man, this guy's amazing. But let me have somebody share their story. You can hear it for yourself.
The first time I booked with King Events, I was working at a local jewelry store. We had a mechanical bull on a very busy date, and Jerry was able to accommodate to our needs. The entertainment was great. Working with his team was super easy, and he was there to answer every question we had. I can't recommend him enough. Not only is King Events my go-to for family or business parties, they are also local and family-owned. Call them today at 1-760-238-1692. Again, that's 760-238-1692.
Don't forget to call today. And now let's get back to the show.
All right, we're back. So, today the podcast, one of the podcasts regularly tells us when we, what spot we're on in podcast in general, and different online side medias can show you, but we came in second place of podcast listened to in the Coachella Valley, and this is through, I don't remember if it's an FM radio station, but it's something like an FM radio station or Sirius or something like that. And so every time I look at it, I get really excited because I think today we're going to beat the other team. And it's hard because that other team is far and nice. I've talked about this many times with the team. It's a sports channel that we're just not able to compete with. But it's very fun to know that you, our listeners, really do, tune in and check out what we have to say, stories that we tell.
What do you mean?
I'll go back.
Like, you want me to spoil what we're doing? Is that what you're saying?
We're not spoil it, but how do you see the direction of the podcast going today? As is.
Okay. I mean, I have really high hopes, I think, not just as what we're doing so far, but like the team is really working hard. So I feel that if we stay on track and we keep doing what we're doing and, maybe add a little extra, I think we can probably definitely grow this to a bigger, just obviously the Coachella Valley is a big market, but we definitely want to grow it into something bigger.
In talking of today, Mark, what do you have you can talk about that working on today?
How it's progressing. So I believe it's working out well. It's going good. Everything is going in the right direction. In some ways, better than expected too, with how there's been great collaborations between the new mindset and promoting certain locations around in the desert. So I think that's pretty good, and also some things that turn out pretty exciting to be able to work on certain projects. And I see a lot of creativity flowing in the right ways, where just more ideas are being brought up and keeping things interesting for new content, for new ventures, and also more new partnerships and deals that will just introduce a lot more growth out here in the desert that can then eventually go on into different areas and expand even more. So there's a lot of things that I'm excited about, and I think there's a good chemistry, a good flow with the whole team and with how everything's working out.
Instead, we've had amazing. I think all of our guests have been really amazing. Some have grown and to become part of the people that we usually even talk to now that we never probably had in our circles ever. A good notable one is Brooke Sivrian. If you guys don't know, Brooke is a female fighter that's out of the Coachella Valley, and she came to an episode, and Steph and I got to meet her and talk with her, interview her and stuff, and we were just kind of blown away by this woman. And her growth is fantastic, and we continue to have this mutual partnership. Who would you say is somebody today that we look back at as a guest and we're like, wow, I can't believe we did one with them and they've grown with us?
Oh, there's been a lot of good interviews and a lot of good people that I can't just pick one, because all of the guests are doing something good. Mm-hmm. They have their own careers and fuertes that they're bringing into the table, even from today, as we follow each other and I check them and I see how hard they're working on their end too. So yeah, Brooke is amazing, 100%. I love all her content and what she's doing. But I think so far, the guests that we've been having have been very intriguing. The DJs you've interviewed and we've talked to. Yeah. We even had people like influencers who are styling their own clothing and promoting other businesses, and we're seeing how they're using that content to make themselves grow as people. Like a lot of creativity in all of our guests, even business people with their own business. Yeah, it's a variety of many different people, many different worlds, and I think that is one of the greatest things about the podcast is meeting all these different people with different stories and who are able to have their stories heard.
Yeah. How would you describe the podcast today?
How would I describe it? One word: fun. We do a good job at engaging with people, like you said, like that you've made connections with people that it's just not at one time like, oh well, it's nice to meet you, thank you for the interview, bye. Like you actually still connected to most of these guests, so you still check on them, and like you see people in businesses and like grow themselves. So I think
another fantastic one there is Laura.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard it yet, but the Laura episode, she was still working out of her kitchen.
Yeah.
If you go back to the episode I did recently, I went back and listened to it, and man, it's like she had this goal and this idea that in the next 5 years she was gonna open up a place and have this idea of this little coffee spot, and it was not a year, it was not 5 years.
Yeah.
That was a few months, and we caught that moment in history. I love that about the podcast. We really are capturing these little snippets of history that are coming true and aliveness. Shout out to Laura, because her restaurant is very, we've all been there.
Ah, the food's delicious.
The food's delicious.
Yeah. The coffee's great.
The place is beautiful. You could truly see her essence in it.
Yeah.
The way it's designed. She's got an area where you can just take pictures in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
It seems like something very minimal. You know what? It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And it's in a beautiful place. Fantastic. And just seeing our mutual growth between us, the podcast, and then the guests has been so amazing.
Yeah.
And to the ones to come, to all of you that are listening that want to be a part of it, let us know. We're here for you. We want you to be part of today and tomorrow and whatever after that.
So the world ends.
So the world ends and then some.
The apocalypse.
Let's cut to the next commercial. When we come back, let's talk about the future as much as we can.
Okay.
And we'll see. All right, we'll be back.
At every episode, I make sure my guest has my favorite drink in hand, BuzzBox. My favorite is the perfect margarita, and today we invited somebody from headquarters, Alicia, to tell us what her favorite is and why.
Hi, I'm Alicia here at BuzzBox headquarters, and if you ask me what my favorite cocktail is, I'd have to say the Tequila Paloma. From the sweet grapefruit to the zing of the lime, all you have to do is shake the box, pour it over ice, and it's ready to drink. Like having your very own bartender BuzzBox is ready to serve you.
So if you don't already, follow us on Instagram at The New Mindset OTCV. You'll find our link tree with the direct link to our code for a 20% off on your next purchase.
Wow.
Find your flavor today. Now let's get back to the show.
And here we are. Okay, the four of us. We have so many future projects. There's never a dull moment. I try to stay in as much communication as I can, but some projects seem too big that they kind of fall through, and some that are easy to grasp is the ones that really come to the table. And those, I mean, probably in a day we can come up with ideas for 50 projects, but those 50 we focus on the 2 or 3 that are actually plausible. And so one very intriguing one that we could probably mention right this moment is a live podcast episode. Don't have all the details. Don't ask me for any of the details. But it's an idea that has happened for some time, and it's based off of it's a regular interview like you would watch on the Jimmy Fallon show or, whomever, something like that. But what's your first thought on something like that?
Well, it's also exciting. It's something new. So, and I felt like this is something that I was already looking forward to for a good amount of time, because I do enjoy the podcast, the audio podcast, but also to have just video recording, showing the people and making it more personalized that way. We're making it more engaging.
Right.
So I think there's a lot now that there's going to be able to literally see with being able to watch videos of the content being made and interviews being done. And I think it would just add more depth to it. So it seems pretty cool.
It's definitely, we always do only audio. So moving to video has been a challenge for various reasons, but I think that we have a good first step in that direction. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for it. What's your thought on that stuff?
Ooh, I think it'll be very interesting and fun to do. I'm all for it. We just have to find a way and just make it happen, because that would be a really good touch to the from audio to video. It's like, well, I don't want to say radio.
The first one.
Radio killed the radio star. No, what is it? Television? What is that so called? Okay, I forgot what they call this.
The line.
That line is. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. I think if you're gonna have a video, I really do.
And the person tasked with this challenge is Melissa. So, Melissa, that's a very big ask, and there's definitely going to be mistakes. There's definitely something that's not going to go right, and that happens. And just like everything else, we learn from it, and we move forward, and we grow. And you definitely are the right person, I think, to give this project to. Mm-hmm. And what are your thoughts on it right off the bat?
Well, again, we don't have any details yet.
Of course.
It's an idea that we have. I think it's going to be I think it's a fun idea, fun concept to do. I feel like, not just video podcast, but like a live episode. Like we actually are going to have people listening while we're doing their interview. They're going to be there while we're doing their interview. So that's not just going to be fun for us, but for the people that are going to be there. Obviously, we want to make it interesting, fun. And, if it's a success, we want to keep doing something like this. And I will take all the credit. If it fails, I didn't do anything.
That's right. There's always a clause. But that's something coming up in the future that we're going to plan towards. And one more thing that we can talk about that I'm very excited to talk about is our website. We've always known that it's easier to have the podcast live with its own website, to be able to get our people to communicate directly to us from that side of the phone, or however you're listening to us directly. And so currently, if you send us a message on Instagram, some of us can see it, but once we connect to the website, it's going to be something really fantastic. We'll probably be able to, who knows, but the man in charge of that here is Mr. Mark. Mark, tell us a bit about the website. What are your projects for? What do you think?
Yeah, so right now it's going to start off with the most important things that it should have for the new mindset. So the social media handles and also having a newsletter there so you can stay up to date with any new uploads of new podcasts, or whenever there is the first published video from the new mindset as well, when that time comes as well. But it would have what's most important to begin with, and over time continuously have more updates that would just make things even better as time goes. So it will be more customized and having a lot more things where there will be more things to check out and easier to navigate through and be able to know more everything about the new mindset, which can maybe down the road then show all the list of podcasts and videos and any other great stuff that will be nice to check out.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good plan for the future. It's closer than we think. Every time I ask somebody what's your future, I always say like next 5 years. I think it feels like we've been doing this podcast for a long time, but we've only been doing it for about 8 months, 9 maybe. So that's a good sign that we're moving quite fast in a lot of areas. From moving on from the one single mic we had to the double mics with 100 feet. This is just a lot of stuff that we've, as we've grown and learned and done, and continue to grow and continue to push the envelope as much as we can and keep telling people stories. At the end of the day, what I want to keep doing is keep reaching out to people to tell their stories. If there's a goal I want to have for the future is to get us 100 more stories, 100 more episodes. That would be a goal that I strive for, that I ask of the team to help me look towards, and include those videos, include the special appearances at the extra arenas or wherever, and have those. Well, good. There we go. That's always fun. The future, it's coming fast.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is a few hours away.
Yes.
There you go. All right, let's go to the next one. When we come back, we're just going to have some closing arguments. We'll be back.
This week's episode of The New Mindset is brought to you by Jeff Mo. Here to tell us more about it is Ozzy, one of the owners. Take it away, bro.
Jeff Mo CBD is a brand based in Southern California. Are you dealing with pain, anxiety, inflammation, stress, and more? Make sure to check us out at jeffmocbd.com. Each batch of our product is lab tested for potency and pesticide. Certificates of analysis can be viewed by going to jeffmocbd.com. So don't panic, it's organic.
Here we are. Yes. Because we're watching the audio as we're talking and following the beats. Podcasting is not difficult. It just takes an idea, it takes a recording device, some time to put into it, and the willingness to do it. What would you say, Melissa, is the most important part of podcasting that you would give somebody like advice and, hey, if you want to do this, this is what you should do. This is what you should focus on, this is what you should do. What do you think?
Should have time. That's a lot of editing. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
If you're ready, go for it.
That's good advice, actually. That's good advice.
Yes, that is perfect truth.
What do you think, Mark?
I would say passion, right? Gotta have passion. And it's something that you'll have fun with and enjoy doing. So it's not just the fun conversations or topics or exciting ones to talk about, but the right people to be able to always do it continuously with, right? And so I believe, like, for example, like with each individual, as part of the team, has something great, exciting, and fun. And that's the whole business and how it's been. Always having something fun. It's not like it's a real estate firm or a law firm. Always getting into the technical of certain details.
Yeah.
And always seriousness. It's just really the main focus is fun. And just having the most fun out of it, just coming up with ways to make it the most fun that you can with the podcast, and have lots of passion for it. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one. What do you think, Seth? What's a good advice for people that want to start podcasting?
Have a plan. well thought out idea and then manifest it, create it. A good team, people who believe in you is important, and also the people you work with is very important. What you were saying, having a good team. Because alone, it can get a little stressful, but if you're doing this just on your own and your motivation is yourself, like have a good, decent plan and find out everything that you need to know. Research is super, super important. Like when we started this, we did a lot of research. A lot of research went through it.
Yeah.
And not just, we just, did it, watch some few videos and here we go. No. It's a lot of hard work. It's work. You have to do your research. Just like in anything, you put your mind to it to research it. So have a good plan, good idea, research it. And that's my advice for anyone who is trying to start something like this.
That's some solid. Again, this is why you guys are a team of inner mindset. Gary brings something unique to the table in their own way, and it's well spoken. Great steps, guys. That's fantastic. Well, to close this off, we want to thank you guys for your time. This team is well put together. Everybody holds a piece of glue, and we all kind of stick together very well. And we continue to push forward. We're going to continue to bring you some amazing content, great interviews, on-stage appearances, live appearances. I don't know what else to say. It just looks like we're on the right path to create bigger and better things, if you must. I do want to close up by saying thank you to some of our sponsors and to an interview coming up. So BuzzBox, as always, what's your BuzzBox? Have you tried it? We are doing that segment still. Those segments have been very fun to do. We always ask all of our hosts. Coming up, you're going to see us at the Acrisure Arena with BuzzBox. We're going to be able to ask you directly, have you tried BuzzBox? And record your live reaction. Sometimes they're fun. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Did you see the last one? It was great. It was great. It was such a hit. I love those. But that's coming to you pretty soon. We also want to say thank you to our Amazon, believe it or not, our Amazon connection, our Amazon affiliate program is there and helps support the show in one way or another. Well, we will create more videos. So you guys have more links and knowing how it is that we create everything. We definitely buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. So we're going to be doing a few more unboxing. I think I love doing one in front of people because I have a way of doing it, but I'd love to capture each one of us doing our own unboxing. And hopefully that's coming in the near future. Melissa. Okay. And to a podcast episode coming up, I do want to mention All Seated in a Barn. It's a fantastic nonprofit organization. You can find All Seated in a Barn is the name of the account on Instagram. If you have not seen it, please take a minute to look at it. This amazing person goes and saves animals from being sold in a closed market. There is more to it. Obviously, I don't have all the information, but we will have her in one of our interviews, so you'll be able to hear from her from the horse's mouth. There you go. However, you can support today. Follow the page and look up all the information that she has provided for you. And you're welcome to donate to them as well. This is not a paid commercial. We're mentioning this because it's important to us, and we believe some people out there might would want to donate time, at least read it, share it. Even if all you do is share, that's a step that someone else is not doing. Well, thanks again for your time to all the listeners. We can't wait to bring you more of this, and we can't wait to see you at the next event. For now, thank you, have a good day, or a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.